A Colonel Sanders king-size bucket usually sells for $5.29, but now you can get it for $1 off. Only $4.29. And look what you get. 15 pieces of golden brown chicken, a pint of coleslaw, a pint of mashed potatoes, and country gravy. 6 fresh rolls. You know, this could lead to a stampede.
The Colonel's offer ends tomorrow night.
I think more often than not, the girls will go for some cold milk because it quenches your thirst better. If you drink a cold drink, it has that temporary satisfaction, but there's either sweet or sugar substitute in it. And that doesn't really quench your thirst in the long run. Milk.
Everybody needs milk.
It's good for you, too.
Even Pat Boone's.
No, they'll hit the refrigerator. Being normal girls, they'll usually grab whatever's in front. Fortunately, that's usually milk.
Good evening, and we're back and get things going. This is a great game, Slim. Just unfortunate, you know, the way the cards fall.
It's a funny expression about that. The winners talk and the losers walk.
Well, you just lay right in there with me. There are a lot of interesting people I'd like for you to meet. And
I'd enjoy meeting.
Just lay right in there with us. My next guests this evening are one of the most outstanding and exciting, talented couples in show business in America today, Steve Allen and Mrs. Jane Meadows.
Oh, I wanted to get into that game so bad.
You play poker?
Ooh, I play hearts, 52, pick 'em up.
Great.
I doubt it.
Great.
Anything, just so long as it's cards.
I doubt it.
How you doing,
You know
Steve?
how to play I doubt it. Everybody knows how to play I doubt it.
Well, some of this stuff. I don't.
You don't?
You know?
No, I don't
You
know
really
that
don't know
one.
how to play I doubt it?
No.
I have a certain...
Yeah, this is the greatest card game in the world because it's the only card game where you can cheat. In fact, you're supposed to cheat. Amarillo, you mean you don't know how to play I doubt it?
Yes, I do. I just tried to tell Ed. You tell your whole card. If they doubt it, why, they lose.
That's
if
right.
If you're telling the truth, you get them.
That's
So,
right.
Honesty pays.
You bet a lot of money on the game?
Well, no. You need to speak with a forked tongue, you know, kind of lie about what you got.
Yeah.
And you can also hide them. You can put them under, you know, your legs or in here.
Your opponent doesn't go looking for them, no doubt.
I doubt it.
Look, I can't say what a pleasure it is to sit here with the king, the guy who started all of these things.
The king of swing.
You are the king of this show and these type shows, and I watched you so many times, and now here I am, and you're the guest. It's fantastic.
Gee, thank you. I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's a mutual admiration society.
It is
Really?
Yeah.
Yes,
I've been
we
digging you
are
for a long
such
time.
fans of yours.
It just never worked out for me to have convenient schedule-wise or with the commitments that I had to have made the appearances on the show that Jan, you asked so many times, and I would have loved to have.
The door will always be open.
Thank you, and I shall enter. Right. And so what are you doing right now?
I'm just sitting there talking to you, Flip. Oh, you mean in general? Well, I start I've got a secret show again in about a week, and doing a lot of writing. As a matter of fact, one of the things I have been writing is a test that I think is long overdue. I'm very serious on this point, and if you have a minute or two here, or after the next commercial, we could use your studio audience and all of you here, and everybody. It's, you remember the national driving test and the national this test and that test? Well, this is the national jerk test. Now, I'm very serious. Murderers know they are murderers. Arsonists know they're arsonists. I'll explain the rest of it after this commercial,
Great,
right?
great. And now we'll take a brief pause for this message of interest. Fine.
As far back as I can remember, salt came in a blue box with a little girl on the label. Morton was the only salt my mother ever used because it was the best she could buy. Today, Morton salt is in my kitchen for the same reason.
For 3 generations, mothers have been introducing their little girls to our little girl.
Once there lived an ugly, Kodak film cartridge. Ugly. Until one day, he met a Kodak prepaid processing mailer. "Come with me," said the mailer, "and I will make you handsome." And so off they went to Kodak. When they returned, behold, the ugly cartridge had turned into handsome prints. Moral, get Kodak prepaid processing mailers, and your prince will live handsomely ever after.
But good luck to you, champ. By the way, a gentleman has requested, and I know you're in training and so forth, but he is a delightful star, and he wanted very, very much to meet
Who's
you.
that?
Well, he's a guy that is an Academy Award winner, Cat Ballou. He's a fellow, when I worked in a spot called the Slate Brothers 100 years ago. He came in one night and I said, "Gee, Mr. Marvin," he said, "Not now, kid." But he is a fantastic star, and he's starring in Prime Cut. If you would, a big hand for a great Academy Award winner, Mr. Lee Marvin. Welcome to the islands.
Well, tomorrow night you'll be sweating it out here, pal, and I'll be in the islands.
Oh, you're leaving for Hawaii, Lee?
Right after the show, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Huh? Okay. Well, what, on vacation, Lee, or what? Maybe a picture, or what?
No, I work on a boat over there.
Oh.
I'm a deckhand.
I see. Well, don't laugh, folks. It's a funny business. One day you got the Academy Award, the next day you're saying, "Charlie, throw the rope!" But Lee, by the way, good, if you get a minute, Lee.
They told me to come out here and talk to the stars, so...
Well, you know, that's right. Folks, please don't boo this man. He was a Marine like Don Adams, only Don Adams weighed 120 pounds. This man really went to the islands and took fried rice off soldiers with guns. But Lee, it's awfully nice. I know your busy schedule of hanging around by the gate. By the way, are you happy with Prime Cut, your new film with Gene Hackman? Are these toughies, Lee? Hey, if I'm going too fast, Lee, you let me know. Champ, cover me.
I've already done it. I did that a year ago.
Oh, wonderful. Then we'll go on to something else. It says here, ask, huh? Yeah, it says here, ask Lee how hot he is in the business.
They call you up and they say, "What do you want to talk about?" So you give them all the false stuff. They type it up and he's going to read it now.
Right. But they have to. Hey, Lee, you can't stay out here 90 minutes. You know, you and I know each other a long time.
I don't have to be here 90 minutes.
I know that. You're dressed in your funny clown suit. You don't have to do anything. You're my friend, though, Lee. We gotta chat. We gotta discuss how you got started. Right. I remember you when you sit to Marlon Brando in that picture with the motorcycles. Hey, hey, hey! And that was great. But if you could just help out, Lee, huh? My luck, I figured the champ would turn on me, and like a dumbbell, you turned out to be the hot one. Lee, you never went to college, did you?
No.
No, good. Okay, that's it. Lee, let me ask you another thing. How does a guy like you with that big booming personality get to be an Academy Award winner and roll right along? How do you account for that, Lee? Because I know you're fun at parties like you are now. You're really warming me up.
There's really not much sense in explaining it to you.
No, I guess not. Let me ask you another thing, Lee.
I think what he's trying to say, if he had a lower IQ, he could enjoy your conversation.
I'm on your side, Don. You want to take them both on?
It's all right. I'm not steamed. I'm going to go burn up his house. That was a good one, though, champ, and I know you meant it in fun. Didn't he, God? Getting back to you, Lee. Is scuba diving one of your hobbies? Give me a hint what you like, Lee. So far, you're playing with the pants leg, and I'm watching it like a dumbbell. What was the very first job you had, Lee? Maybe that'll stimulate you. How about shock treatments, Lee? How about that? What was the first job you ever had, Lee?
A real job.
No, a fake job. Who invited him on? I was rolling along. I saw the champ came out. He was beautiful. He mumbled. I nodded. It was great. He comes out, and I'm passing away right at the desk.
You know, I'm really not doing anything. I don't remember any of that stuff. And I'm so relaxed.
Wonderful.
It's fun to watch guys get
Why don't you
tense.
get some suntan oil and get a burn while you're here? You're going to be in the island show. By the way, if you go to the islands, I went to Hilo, you know, in the main island of Hawaii. The Mauna Kea, I don't know why I'm plugging that, but I thought it was fantastic. The Mauna Kea Hotel. Is that the way you say it? The Mauna Kea?
I don't know. I don't stay there.
Oh, good. Where do you stay, on a crab boat? Where do you do? You stay on a boat or what?
Yeah, my friend and I have a boat over there.
Oh, you got a friend?
Yeah.
What do you talk about? Fist fights? What do you...
Fish fights. Absolutely. It's all fish. It's called the Blue Hawaii. It's a charter fisherman. And
You know what, Lee? I don't care what they say. I haven't seen Prime Cut, but in Dirty Dozen...
You don't have to.
No, I know I don't have to. And after tonight, you can bet I'm not going to say it. But, Lee, I saw Dirty Dozen. Now, I don't know how you felt about it, but that was, without question, you know, you're a two-fisted guy. And in real life, Lee is, because he knows me from the Slate Brothers. When you used to sit in the audience and say good evening, you used to, you know, get up and do your funny trick, you know, where you drop the pants and say you're a balloon. No, he didn't do that. The whole audience went, did he do that? You remember, Lee. But we know each other a long time, and you know, that's good, that's good. Print that, that was a good take. You see that? Now, see, that's acting. Here's a man, an Academy Award winner did, and the dumbbell in the front row went, he's rolling, he's rolling. Lee? Is Cochise a member of your family? Guy keeps sending messages, and like a dumbbell, I'm reading them. Thanks a lot, champ. You're a big help. Just sitting there waiting for the buzzer to ring. I'll see you on the 27th as you sit in the corner and turn to Dundee going, where Lee Marvin? Now,
I might be there.
Are you going to the fight?
Oh, I'll say this. I'm not what you call a terrific fight enthusiast. I don't know much about it. But I've seen Muhammad fight in person 3 times, twice in England and once in Las Vegas before. And what happens in that ring, I'm not talking about what you see on the tube or on film, but if you get there in the audience in those first 15 rows, just as the fighters are coming in, it's just absolutely the most deadly feeling I've ever had, because I sit there and I'm rooting, of course, but my heart just falls right on the floor. I don't know what to do. I'm weak. And the fight hasn't even started. I mean, it's really a charisma of the arena itself that you never can get on a device like TV or the film.
Well, how do you feel? How do you feel about boxing? Are you a fan, or are you
I don't really know. It just overwhelms me. It's especially watching him.
No, I don't want to be corny. I got to be honest.
I'm not being corny.
No, you're a
I'm just
two-fisted
telling you
guy,
straight.
and I know
No,
you.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Now, come on, let's get down to fact. You've been a two-fisted guy all your life. How do you feel about violence and you know, the muscle stuff? I mean, does it upset you, or do you find it stimulating, or what?
Well, if it happens to me, it upsets me. But no, I think like in films and stuff, I love it. I think it's a great outlet. I think also when people watch the pros fight, it's a sensational thing of skill and man against man, which you can't get in any other form of our modern, easygoing life. I mean, push the button, the window goes down. I mean, it's all been taken away from it. Yeah,
does
for
karate
sure.
karate mean anything to you? Do you bother with karate at all?
No, I don't bother with any of those things, but I think to see a man doing his thing physically is always a pleasure for anybody to watch.
I think all of us are Walter Mitty's secretly. At least I am. I mean, you're a big guy. Don is a midget.
Walter Mitty is 6'5".
I know, but he lived in a funny world with tulips. We'll talk about it later. After this brief word, we'll be back with more of the show. It says grab Karen and go crazy. See, that's when you're a lover. You see, folks, now you women out there, single or married, you watch this man, this beautiful leading man, take Karen, but with class and dignity. Guys like me, you remember? Remember, Ed?
Yeah, I remember.
Guys, remember the picture, the hairy ape?
Yes.
Always in the bottom of the ship going, I never meet women. Here a guy comes out with class and dignity. Don't let it happen. I don't think I can handle it, Jim. Jim,
This sure as hell ain't the way to handle it.
Hold me. Help me, Jim.
Oh, you can never make those jokes again.
Oh, this is so silly. Came around robin. Silly.
What a night. Boy, soft lips. Now, I'm married.
Yours too.
Thank you so much.
You're
But you know, when you kiss a wife, we take our wives for granted. And I say to you, married people out there now, Karen kissed me as a lovely movie star with dignity and beauty. But when a wife kisses you in the kitchen, why is it so lousy? I don't know. Jimmy, it's good to see you. And I gotta say, we know each other. My wife will get over it. I bought her the new house.
Bobby
She
has
sits.
very soft lips.
Oh, she's been out again, huh?
Well, not in the kitchen.
Dorothy Adams, and my wife, you know them all. And this is the guy who is like family. He drops by the house single, in his 30s, good-looking man, drops by the house, and all our wives are there with the children, and Jimmy walks in the living room, my wife goes, is that a perfect body? And I sit in the steam room watching the fat go, Jimmy, I just got to say something. Tell the truth. You struggled a lot of years. Now, every producer, every motion picture company in the world, and I couldn't be happier, have called you. And your mom and dad who live in Sunnyside, and I say hello to mom and dad because we kid about Jimmy's mom and dad. They're darling people that said, hey, like all Jewish parents say, he's going to become a fruitcake, you know. What is the feeling of the family?
So silly.
What is the feeling of the family, really? What is the feeling of you and the family with all this, the success of Godfather? You had no idea,
Well,
first of all.
my father, the one notable change is that my father's been in the meat business all his life. You know, he's 220, he's an animal, you know. All of a sudden, he's become the great movie critic of all time. You understand? He knows what every movie is made. You know, did you know that picture grossed $33 million? I said, no, I didn't know that. Yeah, he knows everything about the movie business, and he tells me what to do and what not to do. I tell him what meat to pick and what meat not to pick.
But tell the truth. When you sat with me in New York, I was at the Plaza, working at the Copa. Ed, could you look over this? Wait a minute, Ed. I know you're trying to think of the old days when you had your plane over Guam.
Ed has his plane over Guam every night.
He's great. We kid Ed. Why do we kid Ed? Because nobody likes him. When you sat with me in the Plaza Hotel, and there was a lovely actress who shall be nameless, and you said, gee, if I could only get a...
Wait a minute.
No, that doesn't mean that she was just there a friend. You have many friends. Karen knows that.
Why do you always call them women of the night? He uses another word, but why do you
No, I don't say women of the
always,
night.
and whatever girl I'm with, you call her...
Well, because, Jimmy, when I watch you in a restaurant, you know, I sit with my wife. We go out to dinner together. Now, Bob goes out, Jimmy, all of us, Don Adams, Dorothy, we're all sitting in the restaurant. We're all sitting there saying, pass the butter. You're saying, I am the Count of Monte Cristo. I mean, it's a little different, Jimmy.
You know, it's really the funniest thing that ever happened. I was going with a girl a while ago, a few years ago, and Don was in the old days, it was in the lounge. And he hadn't met this girl, but Adams, a great friend of ours, did not like this girl at all. I mean, he just hated her when you come right down to it. So I came down to Vegas to catch Don's show, and Adams called him up with the foam running out of his mouth, you know, saying he's got that broad with him. He says, I want you to destroy her. We're coming over to the 2 o'clock show, tear her apart. So I didn't know anything about it. So what happened was, at 12 o'clock, the girl I was with got sick. She didn't feel well, and she went to bed. So a whole group of people joined us, and some poor innocent girl sat next to me. And he worked her over for a half hour. I said nothing. I just sat there like that. He destroyed this girl with the accident, all the jokes. I mean, it was awful. Destroyed her. And at the end of the show, I yelled up, you got the wrong girl.
And I called her a line, something to do with a fire company. You know, when you have a hook and ladder on a fire company, and it was an inside joke, and the girl said, I work in a monastery, you know. And, she also went to Catholic University. And we all do.
She kept turning to me going, why me?
Yeah,
Why?
but Jimmy, you know, your whole life. Now, I got news. I was in Chicago. This isn't even on the paper.
What is on the
baloney? Who cares?
Yeah.
We know each other too well. But I must say, we were in Chicago, and I sat with great guys, Jack Kincannon, Dick Butkus. This you don't even know. I just worked theater in the round, the Mill Run Theater for Don Joe and Jerry Kaufman and great guys. And all the Bears came by, a great deal of them. And Gail Sayers and I went to a luncheon. And Gail Sayers said to me, what a great human being you are. In Brian's song, Brian Piccolo, rest his soul, was an athlete who wasn't one of the great ones, but in death, as his wife wrote in a beautiful story, in death, he became a great, great star. And you know how much I adore and respect men of sports, and football especially. We're both big fans. Jimmy, how was it loving the game as much as you did, playing in Brian's song, mixing with the guys, because you called me many times on the phone? Tell the people what you did.
I had Kincannon and all the guys, you know, and I figured, what's the worst thing I could possibly do to them? And I called up long distance from the camp, and I got Rickles on the phone. And I put Kincannon on. Well, of course, you know. The wind is right throw, you know, 15 yards in the air, you know, just destroy everybody on the team. So I had a ball up there, though. The reason I went in the first place, you know, the reason I went to do it was because I really thought that I could go up there and show everybody my moves and get a 2-year contract with the Bears, you know. I mean, I fantasized like, you know, like I'm 11, you know.
You played at Michigan State. You played at Michigan State. Halfback for about a half hour.
For a halfback for a half hour. They sent me home in a box.
He's one of those guys that comes out, Ed and Bob, and you know, as guys, we all like to look at our bodies, right? He comes out in the tennis court. Every move's a picture, plays football, handball with his brother, the whole thing, and his brother's built too, and the two of them get out, and the bodies ripple, and I stand there with high everback going, throw it softer, like 2 dumbbells on a hike. Yeah. But I gotta ask you something. Gail Sayers, I think, was the greatest, and still is, and hope he comes back. Playing Brian Piccolo, did you sit with the missus, or did you sit with Brian's wife? What was your feeling about it? It was a very emotional thing, and it must have been difficult, and you came off so brave. Not to embarrass him, was he magnificent in Brian's thing? Jim, what was your feeling?
You know, it's a very difficult thing to play a guy who's become a legend, you know, in Chicago. He was a guy that was loved by everybody, and I didn't know Brian Piccolo. I knew about Brian Piccolo. I didn't know who he was or what he looked like. And of course, Joy, who I'd gotten to know, is just Brian's wife. She's just about the nicest lady I've ever met, you know, and she's full of that lust, you know, for life and everything that Piccolo was. But it was very difficult, of course, you know, the first scene with her standing there, you know, playing her husband who, you know, which was her whole life, you know. And she, I think, somehow sensed it and left after the first scene because there was no way to work, you know. Yeah. You know, tears and things. And so, and she asked me, how'd you know about his mannerisms? She said one time, where'd you learn that? I said, you know, I have no idea. Yeah. I mean,
always have her good chicken soup and her chicken liver, and she keeps us going, boy.
That's right.
She's the greatest lady, and I love you, Etta.
That's good, Johnny. Well, you want to start taking care of her?
I would.
Now my mother's going to call me tonight and say, your father takes care of me. My father, rest his soul, he's gone a few years, but he's smiling. Anyway, but I love my mother. I do. You know I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I'm going to win a trip with Monty Hall. Now, I do love my mother, but that's not the point. You love your mother, I love my mother. Let's take a hike now and wait in the car. I got so involved with mothers, I'm waiting for a box of cookies now. Listen, let me ask you this. You're laughing, right, Ed? I hope you go back to Catholic University and the Monsignor finds out you drink. The Monsignor just went, he drinks? Well, the Lord will forgive you, Ed. Won't you, Lord? The Lord's going, huh? Now, can I... Oh, don't go. It's a world we all believe. I'll be right back. We'll be right back. I was out of line. We'll be right back.
You are about to witness a crime. Two women on vacation and carrying a lot of money.
Stop that man! Hey! Somebody! Stop him! Grab that guy!
Protect your vacation. Instead of cash, carry American Express traveler's checks. If they're ever stolen or lost, you can get them replaced, usually on the same day. American Express traveler's checks, because it could happen to you.
We just have a few seconds. I would like to thank Miss Karen Black, my good buddy Bobby Newhart, Jimmy Kahn, continued great success. Karen, good luck to you. Well,
I like the first.
I know you do. Johnny Tillotson, a lot of luck. Mother in Florida, stay well, bless you. And to all of you out there, thanks for being so nice. And Harry Goins, my dear buddy and right arm, get well soon. Tomorrow night, Corbett Monica, Sergio Franchi, Alex Karras, Cleveland Amory, and Al Mardo and Flash. Wow! Good night, Barbara, my wife. I love you.
This program was pre-recorded.
NBC Complete Democratic Convention coverage begins Monday, July 10th.